Well, hey guys, welcome back, my friends, once again to Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango W3CT, your good old friend Jack, and this is my ham radio journey. Guys, a lot of people have been asking, the antenna that I put up 2 videos ago, it's a 29-foot vertical with four 14.5-foot radials underneath of it. It's all made of 16 gauge speaker wire, and I just happen to have it on the mast. And I have one guy said, yeah, you can use the fishing pole, but how much is that? I mean, I'm looking for, constructive criticism, not so much dogging me out, guys. And most of your comments are absolutely wonderful. I appreciate all your comments and your opinions on the antenna builds. But one comment caught me as really interesting thought. There was thought behind a comment. What it said was, just because you have low SWR doesn't mean the antenna is going to perform well. And I believe that's true. I've had a lot of antennas I put up that I was able to get a flat SWR on it, and they didn't perform well at all. Case in point was the Delta Loop, and I'll post that at the end of this video at the top here. It was the Delta Loop antenna I took out to the field. It didn't perform as well as I expected it should have. And I had a lot of great comments back on that too, about feeding at the corner instead of feeding in the middle. So I'd probably try it again once the weather gets warmed up, just to see if we can get that Delta Loop working and make some more contacts. So hopefully you can hear me okay there. I'm kind of recording this through the computer tonight. Obviously you can see it's a little different than using my my DJI action camera. So what I decided to do was to make this a very honest and true video. That's what I like to produce. Very honest and very true videos for you guys, because I don't like to spread any gossip or anything like that. I want to build something, and then I want to prove that the build works in case you want to build it yourself at home. Again, this is 16 gauge speaker wire. I pick it up at Amazon. I buy 100 foot of speaker wire and I split it. So when you split it, I get 200 feet of wire to use for building antennas. And what I wanted to do here was I used a reverse beacon network. So I tuned through the 6 different bands that we're going to look at just to see what the reach of the antenna is. How is the performance of this antenna? Now, I did this about 5 p.m. Let me see what time. No, 5:30 p.m. So the gray line's already moving across, the world, and it's getting dark over in Europe. So, the band conditions may not be the greatest in Europe as what they may be, to the west of my location, which is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So let's go ahead and have a look here at what happened on that test and how well does this antenna actually perform. Let me get my big head out of the way here and put me, I don't know, over here somewhere. Now, as you can see, obviously all the bands are showing up right now, but what's nice about this reverse beacon network, now, the reverse beacon network is based on CW. It doesn't work on voice. You can call CQ, 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 and it's not going to pick you up. What I suggest you do, I know most radios out there today have a memory keyer. Just type your CQ in there, CQ, CQ, test, then your call sign twice. CQ, CQ, test. You don't have to be the greatest key or anything. Just put that into your keyer. You can turn the speed up after you get it in there and do whatever you want with it. But it's a great way to see how far your antennas are actually radiating, how far they're actually reaching out there, right? And to know that now I have a low SWR and now I know the antenna is working. So let's go ahead and take a look at this map. I wish I could blow the map up. If anybody knows how to do that, please let me know, because they made this map smaller than the actual bottom of it. And I really don't like the layout too much of this. I wish I could pull the map down and open it up, but we're going to work with it and do what we can. So remember, now this is at 5:30 p.m. So some of the bands are closing down. Some of the bands are opening up. This antenna will not work on 40 meters. It will not. I can't tune it to 40 meters. It won't work on 40. So the highest or the lowest megahertz I can go to is 20 meters. I'm sorry, no, take that back, 30 meters. Okay, let's go ahead and take that look at this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check off on these. So let's go first to 10 meter band. The 10 meter band, I sent my test out twice. And this is where I was making it to. So I was making it over around, I don't know, what is that, Utah? Over around Utah area and up into Canada, okay, from my location. So not bad. I think that was pretty good again, it's the time of day for 10 meters is not the greatest. Then I decided, okay, well, let's go to 12 meters and see what I got. So 12 meters, look at 12 meters, all the way down into Cuba, down below Cuba, down into Texas, over past Los Angeles in California. And again, it looks like around, I guess that's around Utah, if my geography is right. If not, please don't beat me up. And the state of Washington. So not really bad on 12 meters. It did a really, really nice job for this time of day. I mean, it's actually radiating out there. Again, this is the reverse beacon network picking it up, but it's working. To all extent purposes, from what I'm looking at is, will this antenna radiate, and can I get an idea of how far it's radiating? That's all I'm looking to do. All right, so the next thing I did was I went to the 15 meter band. Let's close off the 12 meter band. And you can see now the 15 meter band, look at this. Up into northern or western Canada, I guess, from where I'm at. It's on more of the western side, more of the Vancouver side. Let's go down here. Seattle, Portland. Okay, so hitting Oregon. Look at that. That is Utah. Huh. San Jose, California. It's getting into the bottom of Utah. Around Austin, Texas. Let's go down here. The Cayman Islands. And look down here, guys. Costa Rica. So that was on 15 meters at 5:30 p.m. So is my $35 speaker wire antenna working? Yeah, it looks pretty good, huh? I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty proud of that antenna. But you can see everything was going with the gray line. Look at the gray line coming down here when I did this. And you can see everything's going to, towards the sunlight. I guess that's to be expected when you're doing radio wave propagation, right? So we're not really shooting back to the West Coast at this point. All right. Let me shrink this map down a little bit again. Now we're going to have a look at, I'm going to shut that one off. And we'll have a look at 17 meters. So 17 meters, again, is doing pretty good. It's doing a pretty good job. Again, I'm down into Cuba, into the Cayman Islands, Costa Rica again, okay, Texas, back out into California, Utah. Utah seems like, it's nice beacons over there picking us up, right? Back out to Seattle, Washington, back up to Calgary in Canada. So it's doing a good job there. Let's see here. Where's it going here? This one really impressed me. Iceland. Guys, I made it to Iceland on a $35 antenna. It says a lot if you use a little ingenuity, watch some YouTube videos, pick up some ideas from different people, and build these antennas. And then sit down, again, with something like the reverse beacon. Even if you're not a CW operator, I'm telling you, and most radios let you, my ICOM 7300 lets me type it in. I don't even have to key it in. I just have to type it in. So type it in there, and then use the reverse beacon network to see how far your antennas are radiating, even if you're not a CW guy. This will definitely help you get an idea of what's going on with your antennas. I'm going to back this up a little bit here so I can see what else we got here. And then you're looking here at some short hops. You got Kansas City, Kansas. You got Missouri in there. So yeah, it's working really, really well. The performance of this $35 antenna, guys, it's worth building your own antennas. It really is. The next thing I'm going to be building in the shack here, I'm going to be putting together a 9-to-1 Unknown. That's the goal, is to build one. I got a couple different variations of people's layouts of the wiring diagram. And everybody knows I successfully built the RF choke, which I used. And you've seen that in a previous video. And man, I tell you, it just works. And I'm happy. I'm probably more surprised that it worked than that it works. Because like I said, I'm not the electronics type of a guy. I don't mind. I love soldering. I love building things. And it was the first shot at building one. And it works. So my next up is a 9-to-1 Unknown. So let's go from there. We're going to go over here now. Get rid of that. Let's go to 20 meters and see where we were at. Guys, look at this on 20 meters. We are going over in towards Portugal. Portugal on a $35 antenna. Who would have thought? That's why I called it the DX Chaser, because this thing will chase it. And look, I'm going through the gray line. So I'm not even using really the ionosphere at that point, I guess. I'm just doing through the gray line. And it was really, really nice to do that. Down here, we're going back into Cuba, Costa Rica again. So this is on 20 meters. And again, this is, like I said, 5:30. So not the best time. It's starting to get dark here now, about maybe 6 p.m. And that's this is 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, not UTC. I'm sorry if you felt that, but it's 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's all that. Let's shut that off. Let's go to 30 meters. And guys, look at 30 meters. Check this out. All the way over into the European countries, right? I can't really see what that is, and I probably couldn't pronounce it anyway. Dursteden, if I pronounced that right. So it made it there again through the gray line, guys. Through the gray line. All right, and we got Toronto in there. Turn this radio down. It's actually sitting on 30 meters right now, and there's people actually communicating. I really like 30 meters. I've been finding that's one of my favorite bands now that I can operate it through a wire. All right, but look what else we got here. So this is, again, 30 meters. 30 meters to me is almost like the new 40 meter band. Well, it's not too new. I know the work bands have been around longer than I've probably been on ham radio. I started back in 1990, so it might have been around longer than I've been doing ham radio. Because I remember when I was on before they were there, but I had a radio that wouldn't do them. And that was kind of sad for me, but, you know, that's the way it works sometimes. So anyway, but you can see, to me, it's more of like a 40 meter band or an 80 meter band. It's like a localized band, right? Now, can you get over across the pond on 30 meters? Obviously you can, right? Look, 30 meters, there it went. So yeah, you can do DX on 30 meters. I don't find a whole lot of DX on 30 meters. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But most of it's in the States, a lot of, like Quebec, Canada. So it made it up past Quebec. Boston, you can see the map there, right? So all the way over here again in Utah, down into Texas. Let's see where it went down here. The Cayman Islands, all on 30 meters. So guys, if you are a CW op, man, 30 meters, and even if you're a digital op, I believe if you do FT8, you can run 30 meters. It's a really, really nice band. It seems to be a very quiet band, and it's just really, really nice to work. So, but anyway, with the full map turned on, here, we'll just turn them all back on, just to give you my, oops, let's back out there a little bit. Yeah, there you go. So does the vertical perform? What's your thoughts? I'd like to know in the comments below what you thought about me doing this actual presentation to you of the antenna. This is something I think I want to do with each antenna build as I build those, is go through whatever bands that I'm telling you they're good for and actually give you a real life demonstration, more so than just listening to people. I know on the last video I did when I built the antenna and I put it up. I didn't build it that day. I put it up that day. Instead of just letting you hear signal reports and, oh, this guy's higher, this guy's lower, actually do this and show you that where is it radiating to. Now, a lot of you I know are going to comment, Jack, can you hear as well as you can transmit? I don't know. I mean, every station I could hear, I can talk to. I'll tell you that. That's the truth. Every station, if I can hear them, I can talk to them. Lately, I've been trying to bring them up on my antenna, right? My 10 through 40 meter. When I'm on those bands, I'll switch back and forth to see which one's louder. And they've both been holding about the same. So what is my take from that? Well, my take from that is instead of spending, and guys, my antenna, I'm not sponsored by those guys. I purchased mine. I am thrilled with the build quality of that thing. That thing is amazingly built, super well. And yes, it did cost about $225. But I feel that's an antenna that you're going to put up there on your house or, you know, in a tree, and it's going to be there for decades. It'll be there for a long time. The vertical antenna, though, if you can build your own antenna, you know, if you're on a budget, I've been getting a lot of emails. Hey, Jack, you know, I bought a radio, they bought a G90. They got a battery for it. They couldn't afford a power supply. And now they're really concerned about what kind of antenna can they put up, or what should they buy. They don't want to spend $225. They might not have the money. You have limited resources. And I tell them, buy a roll of speaker wire and buy a 9-to-1 undone for $30. Take that speaker wire, run it anywhere you want, right? And cut different size wires and put it up in a tree and see how it works. It's going to radiate. It's going to work. And I didn't realize that when I got back into radios. When I was in radio before, I used to have a cubicle quad on my house. Do you remember those? It was a lightning bolt cubicle quad, 2-element. It operated on 5 bands, and it was a 2-element cubicle quad. I had that, and I believe I had a long wire off the back of the house or something. I can't remember for sure. That was back in 1990. But anyway, what I'm saying is you don't have to spend a ton of cash on the antenna. Antennas, to me, that's an easy way to learn the ham radio hobby, is by building antennas and having fun. So that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, let me bring us back up here. This guy, whoop, back in there for teacher. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode, and hopefully it was, a good resource, a good way. Please let me know in the comments below if you like me following up an antenna build with a radiation type build. Like, where did it radiate? How did it work? How did it perform? Because I know, guys, we build these antennas, we put them off like, oh, we built this antenna. Look, it works. It tuned. Good to go. But in reality, once you use it for a week or so, is when you kind of get the idea is it good or not. And I wanted to do this video tonight because I'm getting ready to tear that antenna down and put up a different antenna, because we have the 10-meter breeze shooters here in Pittsburgh coming up. And I'm putting just a 10-meter antenna up to see how it will work. It's supposed to have 5 dB gains, so we'll see how that works out for me. But I want the maximum antenna I can have for the maximum amount of contacts for the club that I'm in. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, if you liked this video, and I hope you did, give me a big thumbs up. Guys, smash that subscribe button. To all those folks out there that have subscribed, man, thank you so much. You're building a wonderful community here. I appreciate all you guys. I mean, I said I do ham radio stuff, and I record it for YouTube. I don't think of stuff to record to put on YouTube. Does that make sense? It's just like, this is stuff that I record, and obviously this video I'm recording, and it's also my ham radio journey. So it's a history of what I'm doing. I could look back at these. I look back at my first activation. I was like, God, why did you record that? That was awful. And but that's the way it works. And it's just nice to grow the hobby, just to have you guys out there, the community. Again, I love constructive criticism, you helping me helping you. That's what it's all about. So guys, take care. Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT, your good old friend Jack. This is my ham radio journey. Guys, thank you so much for again, all the great comments. I appreciate those. 73s, I hope to catch you guys on the airways. Bye for now, everybody. Take care.